Then we now move to another safety culture model. Another safety culture model called Parker's safety culture model. In Parker's safety culture model, see, this model actually was developed by Dominic Parker and colleagues in the year 2007. So normally we say Parker et al., which provides a structured, framework for understanding and improving the safety culture within an organization. And this model also outlines or defines progressive stages for cultural maturity, from minimal safety engagement to a deeply safety culture engagement and proactive safety culture as well. So this model also emphasizes the need for continuous improvement and highlight the importance of employee involvement, leadership commitment, and shared responsibility in achieving safety excellence. So you could see the models there. The models, these are the stages in there: vulnerable stage, reactive stage, complainant stage, proactive and resilient stage. So in Parker's safety culture model, the vulnerable stage represents a critical level of safety culture maturity where an organization's safety practices are characterized by inconsistencies, insufficient systems, and an overall lack of robust safety management. And the vulnerable stage is a transitional phase where safety is typically reactive, fragmented, or poorly integrated into organizational practices. So in this stage, organizations often experience heightened risk and safety challenges due to ineffective safety systems, lack of coordination, and weak leadership commitment to safety. So with the safety culture model here, with respect to the Parker's own, and okay, let's move on to the next stage. You don't have to waste much time also here. We can move on to the next stage, which is the reactive stage. The reactive stage. So what do you think the reactive stage is all about? Okay, the reactive stage in Parker's safety model also represents a safety culture that is primarily driven by incidents and aftermath of incident. So in this stage, organizations typically respond to safety issues only after they occur, rather than proactively managing safety risk. So this stage is characterized by lack of foresight, where the focus is more on putting out fires and addressing, immediate problems than a long-term risk mitigation and safety planning. Although safety concerns, at this stage are acknowledged, but there is limited or no systematic effort to prevent incidents before they happen. So defining the reactive stage, you see, in this stage too, safety is still largely event-driven. So the organization may only focus on safety after an incident occurs, with limited foresight and preventive measures. So safety efforts are often sporadic, dependent on occurrence of incidents and lack of integration into everyday operations. So the organization might address safety after a near miss or actual incidents, but once the immediate issue is resolved, little effort is made to address underlying causes or prevent future occurrences. So The reactive approach is often a reaction to external pressures, such as regulatory bodies or insurance companies, rather than an internal commitment to a proactive safety culture. So this stage signifies an organization that is, at best, responding to safety issues, but not yet taking ownership or driving improvement in a systematic way. Then some of the key characteristics that we can also discuss here, one of them is safety is addressed after incidents. Safety is then minimal risk, assessments and all that. And then inconsistent safety programs. Then lack of safety ownership and all that. These are all, then we can also talk of reactive leadership. Leadership, tends to respond to safety issues only after incidents have occurred. So there is typically little foresight or strategic planning around safety. And leadership may not fully even embrace safety as a core value of organization. Then poor communication and reporting to is one of the key, characteristics and all that. So communication about safety is also limited, and employees may feel unsafe or unsupported in reporting hazards or near misses and all that. So that is that on the reactive stage. So now we can move quickly to the compliance stage. Compliance stage, yes. So the compliance stage in Parker's safety culture model marks a significant step forward from the reactive stage, where safety practices are more systematic, formalized, and driven by the need to comply with safety regulations and standards. So in this stage, or at this stage, organizations, establish structured safety systems and processes that focuses on meeting legal requirements, industry standards, and best practices. However, the focus still remains largely on compliance and adherence to rules rather than fostering a culture of proactive safety involvement or employee engagement. So while safety is recognized as a necessary component of operations, the safety culture is still relatively structured and may not yet fully embrace innovations or continuous improvement beyond meeting minimum requirements. So the compliance stage also sits between the reactive and proactive stages. It marks an important transition in an organization's safety culture, where safety management becomes more formalized, but the organizational mindset has not yet fully embraced the deeper proactive engagement required for the highest levels of the safety maturity and all that. So with the key characteristics or the characteristics of the compliant stage, we can say that safety systems and procedures are well defined here at this stage, whereby systems or safety systems and processes are established, documented, and followed. So these may include safety audit, risk assessment, training programs, and incident reporting systems. And the organization has a clear safety policy and structured safety procedures that are in place to meet compliance requirements. And then we can also say that at this stage, it also focuses on compliance with regulatory authorities, because safety practices are primarily driven by external regulations and industry standards. So organizations work to meet the minimum legal requirement for safety management. So compliance is often viewed as the primary goal of safety efforts, and the organization may not yet fully recognize the need to go beyond compliance to achieve greater safety outcomes and all that. Then increased documentation and reporting and all that, they are also part of the characteristics here. So that is that's on the compliance stage. And then let's move to the proactive stage. So the proactive stage here also represents a significant shift in the organization's approach to safety. So unlike the compliance stage, which is largely driven by meeting regulatory requirements, the proactive stage focuses on anticipating safety risks before they occur, creating a culture of shared responsibility for safety, and continuously improving safety practices. In this stage, safety becomes a key organizational priority that is integrated into all operations with active involvement from all levels of employees in that particular organizations, including leadership, management, and the frontline workers. Yeah. Then we have the last stage here, which is the resilient stage, which also represents the highest level of safety culture maturity. So at this stage, safety is deeply embedded into the organization's core values, practices, and everyday decision-making processes. So the focus shifts from merely preventing accidents to building a safety culture that allows the organization to adapt, learn, and recover from adverse events such as accidents or near misses while maintaining or improving overall safety performance. So this stage is characterized by an organization's ability to quickly and effectively respond to safety challenges, recover from setbacks, and continually enhance safety practices to prevent future incidents. So I would say that the resilience stage reflects an organization's capacity to ensure safety in the face of unexpected events and challenges, creating an environment where safety is proactive, adaptive, and deeply ingrained. So that is that's on the resilience stage. So principles, of the package safety culture models, engagement is done at all levels, proactive, in terms of risk management, then continuous learning and improvement all the time. So then the benefits, improve safety outcomes, whereby it reduces incident and injuries by promoting proactive risk management systems and all that. Then it also enhances employee morale, which engages workers in safety practices, fostering trust and collaborations and all. Then you have regulatory compliance, which also ensures the adherence to safety standards, or ensures that companies adhere to safety standards and demonstrate commitment to continuous improvement. Then sustainability, which also, the culture or the model also embeds safety into organizational, culture, which ensures long-term environmental sustainability and all that.